Up, guys? Welcome back to another episode with AB Investments. It's been a very rather busy day. I've had a lot of physical checkups, with my primary care doctors. But all my appointments were all due today, and I had to deal with it. And I haven't been sleeping as much. What's new, right? Looks like there's an ambulance come from far away. Hopefully, it's just lights and no sound. But if it is, it's not for me. I can hear the sound that's coming. Anywho. This is an update for basically what was been happening today. Quick update. First, we had all right. So, it was a commercial break. So, first, we had the continuation of these Chinese low float stocks that keeps getting pumped in the mornings. We had this a couple of stocks, like a few stocks, and it's continuing from last week on to this week now. And there was nothing different, obviously. Pump, dump, you make money. If you made some money, congrats. They're not bad idea, but you gotta be careful. You gotta know when to get in, and obviously when to get out. That's to you. I'm not a financial advisor, but we're just reporting on that to keep, in the loop. For those who didn't know, or who do know what's happening around. Now, the second thing, which was the highlight of the day today, was again the JP Morgan going ahead and buying the First Republic and consuming all the abilities. I forgot what was the deal worth. I think it was they paid, I think, 10 billion. 10 or 20 billion, something like that, to take on all the locations, all 86 locations of First Republic. They also will keep the employees as they are, but the locations will switch to automatic Chase banks, or in other words, JP Morgan banks. And JP Morgan will be taking care of everything, except they will not be taking care of any corporate fees or anything that's corporate that has to do with any leftover for corporate or preferred stock, which means those particular two went to the dry cleaners. The FDIC also, did some sponsoring and all that stuff, and that will leave, as far as going into depths and all that stuff, into it for a different video. As far as I broke it in so many times before in the past. How to read that banks are about to fold, or which ones, or how they're going to fold, and what's the purpose behind it, and who's earning. Remember past tense when I was talking about the idea that this was like about a couple months ago. It was like, what's happening to these banks right now, SVB and now obviously First Republic and the other bank that it did it to as well. This is a buying opportunity for the big dogs. They go out shopping. You could go back in time and see the fact check for that. And this is exactly what happened today. JP Morgan came in and like, okay, we're going to do this. And we're helping, and all depositors will get access to their money. Now, here's the funny thing. People say, we're not bailing anybody out. JP Morgan came and bought it out. Thank you, JP Morgan. Well, JP Morgan gets the special sponsorship slip and gets the support of the Federal Reserve. However, the FDIC, who eventually gets the money from, taxpayers, see, this is where the taxpayers come in, assume the responsibilities of the deposits, all that they're insured for. So if you're insured, because they know that most retail or depositors in the bank are people underneath the 150 or 250,000 FDIC insurance limit. So therefore, they can take care of that. But who takes eventually care of the receipt or the tab at the end when it does all its loop around and everything? It all loops around and comes right back down to the taxpayer. But this is just the beginning. This is just the appetizers. The entrees are coming down the line. Now, when we keep reacting to what's happening with as far as FOMC meetings, inflation data, and that gives you an outlook on what to expect, at least in the near term, it's going to be always hard to look far, like far away, like to see like, oh, the market is going to crash in the summer, or the early in the early fall, or whatever. It's hard to see because it could be much sooner, or it could be a little bit even way longer. It could be all the way until 2024. But the way that we can tell is through short-term situations, like if they keep hiking, like when this upcoming FOMC meeting happens and they keep hiking, it's inevitable. They hike again. You're gonna hear before the next FOMC meeting after this one in a couple of days. It's inevitable. You're gonna have a few more banks, if one more or a few more banks that will also do some collapsing, and these bigger banks are gonna come in like J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley's, the Bank of America, and they're gonna consume them, absorb them in, so that the big entities get bigger, and the smaller ones are being absorbed by the bigger ones. So that's basically that takes care of that. Now the final thing that we have to update on is the WWE shenanigans show. Another Benzinga similar like situation, where remember Benzinga was reporting apparently the wrong market cap on AMC or Ape, and the CEO goes on his Twitter, the infamous Twitter, because that's the only thing he could do nowadays apparently, or ever did, is he comes over, cries to us, because that's the only thing that he did. He didn't do anything. He came crying on Twitter, how disgusting is this? These companies can't do this, about Robinhood. So apparently Robinhood went on and posted a banner temporarily or briefly saying that the AMC is filing for bankruptcy. And the thing is, they say that it's a technical problem or technical issue. Now, last time I checked, we live in the free world, in the freaking United States of America. And there's no such thing as a technical issue that doesn't have consequences. If it hurts something, there's consequences that you are fully going to consume it. There's no such thing as, okay, yeah, if it's just technical, don't worry about it. There's no such thing as I could drive down the street and hit somebody and say, I didn't mean to. And say, okay, if you didn't mean to, that's different. No. Technical issues do not happen that way. It cannot be a technical issue to go all the way the distance to choose a particular stock out of thousands upon thousands of stocks, to go ahead and put or publish a banner that says bankruptcy. To me, that obviously hurts the stock. That also legally could also definitely not just hurt the stock, but get people to sell, right? There's some people out there who are not on YouTube or are not very aware. They see something like that, they get scared. Now, whether that's anybody out there and any of that stuff, that's besides the point. The CEO can do a whole lot more than coming to cry or whine over to us on Twitter saying this, that. This is nothing but a WWE hype job. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, just my humble opinion on this matter. I'm sick of tired of the face value gimmicks that apparently some people are out there falling for. It lets me know that playing people in this world is a lot less complex than I even thought it could possibly be. Like people actually can get played a lot easier than the easiest case scenario that I've ever thought it could possibly exist. So you learn something new every day, right? I'm completely mind boggled, because what is crying to us does? It does nothing but it appeals to the people who would love, please, like, the people that are out there in our movement, unfortunately, but they're still family, who are nonstop praying, please, don't tell me that our board and our CEO is not with us or not on our side and whatnot. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and just judge, he's not on our side, he's on our side, blah, blah, blah. I'm here for the stock and here for the investment. Forget the board, forget the CEO, because at the end of the day, they're just regular humans. They're going to take care of their best interest, just like every other human being would do. Now, our best interest, in my opinion, lies, and in my best interest, particularly, I'll speak for myself, lies at this moment, or ever since, on the opposite end of these individuals. Because what have they done? Like I said, what Robinhood did, they call it a technical mistake, but that technical mistake is a financial technical mistake. It could cause many people to avoid buying a stock. It could also cause a lot of people to sell a stock based upon seeing that news. So therefore, as a CEO and the board, you, AA, you could do a whole lot more than just freaking tweeting, okay? You can actually file lawsuits against these Benzingas and Robinhood and put them as a class action lawsuit. And then on top of that, you will be able to get my vote for a settlement on that one. If they want to do a settlement, then like you can make a lot more cash for AMC, because the harm that they meant to do it could damage. So it's not a technical issue. Don't come to Twitter and tell me, oh, it's so disgusting to this. You can expect that from stock investors. You can expect that from me. You can expect that from the family and everybody else. But you as a CEO, I expect a whole lot more than that from you. Now, to all the fans out there, if you're a fanboy and you just want to be a fan and you just been drinking the AA milk nonstop and all this stuff, again, I can't expect something logical from you to be done, because you're just going off of the fact that this is just my favorite celebrity. This is my character. This is the person I look up to. Blah, 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 blah. So therefore, it's like I'm barking at the wrong tree. So why even bother? Either way, you guys know what's up. This is just the point of it. At the end of the day, we have in just about 4 days, we have we're going to announce our report, our earnings. And in one of those articles that I read today, apparently AA himself, I'm quoting him here, said, it's so disgusting, blah, 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 all this. And this is the quoting part. We're going to report our earnings, and we're going to report on our sizable cash position. Okay, let's see in about 4 days if the talk about reverse split and conversion is going to be continued by some of those fundamentalists / fundamentals and all that stuff. With that being said, please put your comments and your questions in the comments section. Much love, AV Investments.